Hi there, Carson Hetty. Today I'm going to be reading from the beginning of my new book, Salesman on Fire. The acknowledgments. This is for my family. You're the reason I give my all. For sellers and for leaders everywhere. I've been so blessed to make so many connections in this community. You inspire me more than you'll ever know. Thank you for everything that you've taught me. We are so fortunate to be students of the selling game. Recommitment. It's powerful and crucial. Sometimes it's needed daily or weekly or monthly. Sometimes we have to slow it down so much that it's recommitting moment to moment. It could be recommitment to our faith, to spouse, to significant other, to family, to friends, to purpose. It could be to our career, our job, or recommitting in light of changes. It can be readjusting our sails amidst rough waters, or reevaluating after substantial shifting of our circumstances, fair or unfair. It can be recommitting to process or regimen or lifestyle choices or religion or diet. Recommitment reaffirms our priorities despite what's past or where we made a misstep. It can be done in spite of our initial feelings on the matter. It's done because it's what we choose to do, what we have to do, or what we want to do. Recommitment signals that in this moment we are committing to a course of action. We're throwing our energy into seeing this commitment through with a leap of faith. The momentum will carry us forward. Recommitting requires strength and courage. Recommitting is sometimes all we have. The Foreword. The birth of a Salesman series has been a tremendous blessing over the past decade for me. As a direct result of these books, I've had distinct career path and relationship ramifications that have enriched my life. Salesman on Fire is a reflection on a body of work, a sum of the parts. I started writing Salesman on Fire in 2019, prior to the 2020 coronavirus pandemic and its subsequent effect globally on people, communities, health professionals, every form of business, and nearly everything in our world. Some were infected, but all were affected. Many brave folks fought the virus on the front lines. Leaders made difficult decisions. Organizations everywhere scrambled to keep goods and services flowing and available. No industry or company or person was left untouched or unchanged. Businesses had to react, respond, and evolve, and many were hampered or crippled in the wake of shutdowns. Thousands died in many countries and millions lost their jobs. Sales took on a whole new meaning. Entire organizations shifted to remote work where they could, amidst all the security and compliance questions that shift would beget. Many sellers and customers and people in all levels of organizations were working remotely from home on stay-at-home orders, homeschooling children, caring for others, all while unable to or advised not to see other loved ones. Parks were closed, sports came to a halt, and the role of the seller and that of a leader changed dramatically overnight. Sales became only about relationships, checking up on clients and contacts, trying to add value in any way possible. Many were laid off amidst uncertain economic times. Leaders saw a storm the likes of which they had never seen. Perhaps leading remote resources for the first time, certainly managing employees with varying levels of concern and fear, then they were charged with trudging forward with their teams into uncertain territory. If one common learning can emerge for all of us, it's the power of relationships and connection. Relationships were strengthened despite not being together in person. For many, the memory of a handshake or a face-to-face meeting made them long for things to go back to normal. Like a long and winding career or life, there is no going back, and there's no return to normal. There's only a new path forward. Inevitably, the world will not be the same. We can control how we infuse the learnings and positive takeaways into the future versions of ourselves and what we can influence. Many industries and companies have been forced to alter the way they engage their customers, and it will forever change their business. Different isn't always better. but better is always different. Some of the changes that have transpired will stick and will provide a better, more advanced, or even just a virtual path that did not exist before. No matter what, everyone who was affected amidst these trying times will emerge with a new perspective that will inform future interactions, and will certainly all have a fresh appreciation for the things we missed. And from the book of Romans, chapter 5, we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. The summary of Salesman on Fire. On a business trip to Minneapolis, I, personally, Carson Hetty, was fortunate to spend much of a day interviewing the greatest salesperson I've ever known, Vincent Scott, whose early career exploits were captured a decade ago in 2010's sales book and a biography, Birth of a Salesman. Salesman on Fire includes our discussions, which not only outline his sales and leadership career, valuable lessons and learnings, but also some of his greatest triumphs and defeats. Vincent recounts his entire 20-plus year career, from starting out in sales to rising rapidly through the ranks, and highlights some never-before-known occurrences and philosophies, past and present. Birth of a Salesman was the tip of the iceberg. Salesman on Fire finds a middle-aged Vincent Scott reflecting on life, love, and how he handled the greatest challenges and choices of his entire career. Check out Birth of a Salesman on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you.